Welcome everybody, my name is Pokehontas. Today we will ask and answer the question, how good is Stag Knight for an early or mid-game player? First, let's have a look at him. The character design is just amazing. He looks fantastic with his stag horns, the stag on his shield, the golden glow, his golden weapon, I think it's a halberd, combined with this white armor with teal accents, his teal cape with golden deers on it. He just looks fantastic. Skills wise, he only has 2 active skills. His first active skills is his decreased speed debuff, the big version. He attacks 2 times, which makes him great for Fire Knight, and each hit has a 30% chance, 50 if booked, to apply. So it's a very consistent decreased speed debuff. His A2 is a 70% chance, books up to 100% of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff, the big version, and also a 50% decreased attack debuff for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown, books down to 3 turns. Great ability. War Maiden already brings you the decreased defense. He's usually the starter hero you pick when you begin the game, but as soon as you get someone like Stag Knight or like Yugo who brings something more than just a decreased defense, Stag Knight is a great option because of the decreased attack debuff. His third ability is a passive. He places a 50% increased accuracy buff on an ally for 1 turn each time the ally has a debuff resisted by an enemy. This is something that's not consistently useful because it's only for 1 turn and you don't really can plan on not applying a debuff or getting a debuff resisted and then apply something better with a higher chance. So it's nice to have but not essential for him. The sad thing about him is that his damage is based on attack, so me personally I don't use him as a damage dealer or anything close to it. I would love if this would be based on defense, but this would make him really godlike. His kit itself is great. His base stats, he has a really high base HP at nearly 21,000. His attack value is low. Like I said, I don't use him for the damage. He has a solid defense of around 1000. He has very high speed with 107 and it's easy to build him for speed and use him in those combinations for arena or for speed tuning. Second, let's have a look how I personally have geared and mastered him. This is the gear I have on him. I haven't touched his gear for a very long time. You can see this because it's lifesteal. Back in the beginning I used to equip nearly all of my heroes with lifesteal gear because it helped them survive in the progress. It's also 4-star. So not really good. I wouldn't do the same today. Lifesteal is not so good on him because he doesn't do enough damage to make it profitable. It's way more useful to have a healer or some kind of other champion that keeps him alive. You need accuracy on him. I have 218 accuracy, which is enough for level 20 dungeons. If you want him to use him in Clan Wars or Doom Tower, you can go higher than that. I have him at 40k HP to help him survive and not be the main target of the enemy waves. 1,500 attack, doesn't really matter for me. His defense is way too low. Today I would build this a bit higher at around 2,500, maybe 3,000 to make him survive more. His speed is at a nice 196, so he uses his skills rather often. His crit rate, I have no idea why I have built 89% or, well, not went the full way to 100%. Anyway, for me personally, he doesn't do this much damage, so I could get away with less crit rate and more other stats. His critical damage at 70%, not very high, and the accuracy at 218. When I first got him, I used him for Clan Boss, which is why I went down to War Master on the offense tree. Nowadays, I don't know if this is the perfect way to do it. It's still an option because I have in him lifesteal gear. He also survives in other dungeons because of his War Master procs when he does some damage. On the other tree, I chose support to go for increased accuracy here. and also Cycle of Magic to decrease the cooldown of his A2, which is his only skill with a cooldown. Also Charge Focus is really effective on him because he only has one skill that goes on cooldown, and so his accuracy when using the skill is always applied by this 20 here. Master Hexer to make his debuffs apply more often, Evil Eye, and also Sniper for the decrease attack and decrease speed. Regarding his skills, I have him fully booked. He requires 12 books, which is okay amount. I would love to it to be less books than that, but his book value is really high. On his A1 you can increase the chance to applying the decreased speed by 20%, make it 50%, and also on his A2 you can make 100% of placing the decreased defense out of this skill, which is very important, and also you can reduce the cooldown to just 3 turns. So if you have Stag Knight, I would highly recommend to book him. Let's have a look at Stag Knight versus the Fire Knight. He has a double hit on his A1, which is also the decreased speed. It's very valuable against the Fire Knight, also against the Spider and against Ice Golem. It's useless against the Dragon and against the Clan Boss. Besides Stag Knight, we have Apothecary and Miscreated Monster for some survivability. We have Armiger for the turn meter control, and we have Farrakhan the Fat to keep the shield down and also apply more turn meter control from Armiger. Let's have a look at this. You see it's stage 18, I haven't built a team yet capable of beating stage 20, but this should represent early to mid game players, especially as you have seen he's not geared very well. The waves will be rather easy, so let's skip ahead and talk a little bit more when we get to the boss. Since we are lacking a damage dealer, it took us over 2 minutes just to get to the boss. Now it's just a case of decreasing the shield and applying the turn meter debuffs, keeping this happening. It should work, although it gets a little bit close with Miscreated Monster here. His 2-hit there puts the shield down to 1, now it's down. We can keep the turn meter down, he already has his speed decreased, so this should be an easy win. The Fire Knight didn't get another turn. This was thanks to Stag Knight's decreased speed to his 2-hitter, so his shield got down very quick thanks to Armiger's turn meter control, and thanks to Farrakhan the Fat, who provided his ally attack for more turn meter control. So Stag Knight for Fire Knight, a very good choice. Let's have a look at another dungeon, Spider, stage 17. I haven't beaten any higher stages than this. Here, Stag Knight would also apply the decreased speed, the decreased defense, the decreased attack, which is nice against the Spiderlings, because otherwise the Spiderlings who will attack Armiger might kill him. He should survive in this case thanks to the decreased attack from Stag Knight, and the Spider shouldn't go so often thanks to the decreased speed Stag Knight provides. We also have Miscreated Monster for survivability for the shield, which is very important. There would be no chance to do this for me if I wouldn't have Miscreated Monster. We have Iron Brago for the defense buff, and Farrakhan for the increased turn meter control. And we already applied the decreased speed, which makes this way easier than it would be without it. This will not be like in the Fire Knight where the spider won't get a single turn. The spider will get some turns. The goal is not to get the second cycle of the self-heal, which should be possible with this team. Let's have a look. Not having a healer made this unnecessarily close. Armiger nearly died at the beginning, and well, thank God we had decreased attack from Stag Knight. Oh, this could have gone another way. It was close. You can see why stage 17 is the best I can do for the moment. I could upgrade Armiger's gear. Usually I try to run with some kind of healer. I don't know yet how I will improve this, but Stag Knight, his decreased speed was very useful against the spider, as well as his decreased attack against the spiderlings. Stag Knight is also very useful in faction wars. He's an MVP there because of his abilities, useful for every player. The same goes for Doom Tower. We will not have a look at this today, but we will have a quick look at Arena. He is easy to build for the arena because of his high base speed. Decreased defense is also necessary in the arena. His decreased attack is a nice bonus to help you survive against the enemy if you are countered. Let's see how this one goes. The other team is a little bit weaker than our team, but they are faster, so it's on full auto. We didn't apply the full range of debuffs there. Stag Knight is still alive. I don't know if this will work out. They are now revived. It's gonna be close. We are missing some damage. This is not my regular arena team. In conclusion, how good is Stag Knight? He looks amazing, his kit is amazing, his stats are amazing. As a beginner he is useful for clan boss. He won't be as useful later on because his decreased defense and decreased attack is not fully consistent. He can only support that, and he doesn't have any other skills beside that useful for clan boss. For dungeons he's extremely useful. He is very good for Fire Knight because of his double hit. He's also good against the spider and against Ice Golem because he can reduce their speed. He is okay for the waves for dragons as well. He is very good in Doom Tower and Faction Wars, especially in Faction Wars for the Bannerlords. With his AoE decreased defense, you will find him in nearly every team there is. He is okay for arena. If you're a beginner and you pull him early, he will be very good, but he's missing the damage, and he just bring enough to the table to be a very big player in the arena, in my opinion. Overall, Stag Knight is a great hero if you have pulled him. He's easy to build, he's easy to master, he's very useful if you have War Maiden as a force, decreased defense, Hugo as a magic, decreased defense, and Stag Knight as a spirit, decreased defense champion. You're ready to go for every content there is. What do you think about Stag Knight? Do you have him? Are you happy with him? Do you agree or disagree with my opinion of him? Feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe. Take care, bye!